Open the Flow Builder feature and create a new flow. The canvas supports unlimited panning and node placement. You can drag and connect nodes together. Click on the Start node to edit its configuration and choose the app to launch. Here, I've chosen the Chrome app for this flow, but you can choose any app you like. Now click on Add button to add different types of nodes. Here, I'm selecting the Screen ML node for this flow. Then, click Capture and Detect Screen to select the elements. The Screen ML node uses the same UI recognition AI feature available in the app. Here, I'm enabling object detection from the advanced settings because I need it for this flow. Drag from the end of the previous node to connect it to the new node. Let's test whether the nodes work as expected. Everything is working as expected, so let's continue by creating the remaining nodes. In this example, I'm creating a flow that copies a random story from AI and pastes it into my Notes app. Let's see how it works. This is a text input node. It helps type text into the selected input field. Before using the text input node, we need to make sure the input field is focused. So let's add another Screen ML node to tap on the input field. We need to select the input field from the detected elements to connect it to the text input node. Let's test again to see everything works. Great, it's working as expected. Next, we need to tap on the blue send icon. So let's use a visual trigger node for that. Now let's click on that button and see which element we need next to copy the text. We can see the copy icon at the end of the generated text. So let's use the visual trigger node again. Notice that before the copy icon can be clicked, we need to scroll down for it to appear on the screen. So let's add a swipe down gesture and trigger it whenever the copy icon image is not found. This will keep scrolling down until the copy icon is detected. Once it is found, the selected action, in this case a tap, will be performed. Use the red connector for fail conditions. In this case, the image was not found, so we need to drag the red connector to the node that should run when the action fails. Here, I'm connecting the green connector back to the copy icon image match node, so the flow checks for the copy icon again after every scroll. This creates a loop until the icon is found. Now let's add a launch node, which is used to launch the Notes app. Note that, when using this node, you need to share the entire screen through media projection for it to work properly. Now I need to click this button to create a new node. So let's use a visual trigger node for that. Notice that there is a slight delay before the cursor starts blinking in the node. So we need to add a small delay before the input text node runs. Now let's add the input text node with the paste clipboard configuration. Now let's start the flow and see if it works. It looks like the flow encountered an issue and failed. Don't worry, let's debug it step by step. Let's use the automation debugger feature, which is useful for these kinds of issues. You can see why the node failed here. It failed because the text input node couldn't find the focused input field. It looks like we clicked on the input field too early, so let's add a delay before the text input node and try again. Click on the edges to add or remove conditions. I can already see the wait seconds condition here, so I'll select it directly. Alternatively, you can create a separate node if you prefer. Great, that fixed the issue. Now let's check the remaining nodes. Excellent. It looks like everything is working as expected. This is how we can build flows and run them as many times as we want. Click here to edit the flow name. Additionally, you can export and share your flows with others by saving them as zip files. You can import shared zip files from here.